Tyson Fury, your friend who you call Greedy Belly.
Yeah.
He says he's retired, then he's not, then he's retired. Now he may be coming back.
Yes, I think it's not retired. Типа завязал retired. Yeah, it's not retired. I think Tyson continue training, continue boxing.
Oleksandr Usyk dismissed Tyson Fury's retirement as a bluff, hinting the Gypsy King is secretly still training for a comeback.
It's a great man. Yes, Tyson Fury a lot of speak, blah 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 blah. But it's good, great man. Wow.
When Oleksandr Usyk was asked whether Tyson Fury should stay retired after their 2 back-to-back fights, he didn't hesitate. Without missing a beat, Usyk made it clear he doesn't believe Fury is actually done with boxing. Despite Fury's recent announcement in January to step away from the sport following his second defeat to Usyk, the Ukrainian champion said he thinks Fury is still training and staying active in boxing. He even called Fury a great man, albeit one who talks a lot, and expressed hope that a fight between Fury and Anthony Joshua might still happen in the future. Usyk, known for his faith, said he prays to see that bout materialize, believing it would be a great event for the sport.
As a British boxing fan, all I've ever wanted to see was Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury in this very stadium. Do you believe, as fans, we will see that one day? And who wins that fight if we do?
Чи вірю я в цей поєдинок, який може статися? I believe for Jesus, but maybe I today night pray for Jesus. Say, hey, Father, help please these two guys organization this fight. Maybe it will be great fight. You know, Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua.
Usyk's perspective adds weight to the ongoing speculation that Fury, who has retired before only to return stronger, might not be completely done. Fury's back-to-back losses to Usyk, first in May 2024 and then again in their rematch, which ended in a unanimous decision after 12 rounds, cast doubt on his future in the ring. His retirement put an end, at least temporarily, to hopes of a long-awaited clash with Anthony Joshua, his British rival. Joshua, who has also lost twice to Usyk, has been out of action since September when Daniel Dubois stopped him in 5 rounds. He's now recovered from an elbow injury and is planning a comeback in the latter half of the year.
Everything went well. And he's going to just rest up and get back into camp.
Is it more likely that he's not really going to fight until December, realistically?
I mean, December's fine. Like, I think he'd be good to go in October probably, but whenever His Excellency, proposes a date, he'll be ready.
Speaking of Dubois, the boxing world is turning its attention toward the highly anticipated rematch between him and Usyk on July 19th at Wembley Stadium. Dubois, the current IBF heavyweight title holder, will face Usyk once again after their first encounter in Poland in August 2023 ended in a 9th round stoppage win for Usyk. Despite coming in as the underdog, Dubois has sparked debates with his power and potential. Promoter Frank Warren isn't fazed by the odds stacked against Dubois. In his view, this isn't unfamiliar territory. Dubois has entered his last 4 fights as the underdog, against names like Jarrell Miller, Filip Hrgovic, Anthony Joshua, and Usyk, and he managed to win 3 of them.
The momentum he's on going into this fight is far superior than the one he was on in the first fight. Do you think that'll play a massive part in this fight?
Because he's been in with a better quality opposition and he's got experience. Listen, he went in with, going in with Usyk, he lost the fight, but he hurt him. Whatever way you want to look at it, he hurt him, and he's learned from that. I'm telling you, this next fight's going to be totally different.
Former world champion Barry McGuigan sees the upcoming fight as much more evenly matched than many might think. While he ultimately leans towards Usyk, he admitted that Dubois is far more dangerous now than he was in their first encounter. However, McGuigan also made it clear that Usyk's intelligence in the ring sets him apart. He thinks the Ukrainian is too clever to let Dubois land a clean fight-ending punch. In his view, the rematch will be closer because of Usyk's age and Dubois' growth, but he still expects the Ukrainian to either win on points or possibly stop Dubois if the younger man tries to push too aggressively.
If a rematch occurs, what does Daniel have to do differently to have his hand raised?
I think he needs to be busier, he needs to be more aggressive, he needs to jab more with Usyk, because Usyk takes your jab away and then he feints and makes you, and then you start to hesitate and you don't jab. He's got to ram that jab right down the middle of his chest, just a couple of inches below his chin. you're always going to hit something. Keep stabbing that out and then drop the right hand and left hooks. He's got to throw more punches, he's got to be more assertive, and he's got to be more aggressive.
This new version, if you will, of Daniel Dubois, since he's bounced back from those defeats against, well, that defeat against Oleksandr Usyk, do you feel like it's a fight where he could stop the Ukrainian?
Listen, if Daniel hits you right, he'll knock anybody out, and that's absolutely the case. He is ferociously dangerous. He's a tremendous puncher, so have you absolutely no doubt about that. But the thing is, hitting Usyk. Usyk is like he's like a bag of tricks. You couldn't hit him with a handful of stone.
As the fight nears, several voices in boxing have shared their predictions, adding more fuel to the anticipation. Terence Crawford, a two-weight undisputed world champion, didn't leave any room for interpretation when asked who he sees winning. He confidently picked Usyk and dismissed the controversial fifth-round moment from their first fight, where Dubois landed a body shot that was ruled a low blow, as irrelevant to the outcome. Crawford firmly believes that Usyk was never in real trouble and expects a repeat performance in the rematch.
Who's going to be undisputed heavyweight champion of the world? Is it going to be Usyk or Dubois?
Usyk, hands down.
What? But you seen the first fight though, what they had,
Usyk.
right? Did you see the first fight?
It was a low blow. Usyk.
You a lying dog.
I don't know, that blow was...
If that blow landed on you like that, you wouldn't say that you would say what?
Usyk.
You would say it's a low blow if it was landing on you.
Right,
yeah, that makes sense. But that wasn't a...
It wasn't low.
No, I'm not mad at the ref for calling that a low blow.
Usyk.
He a Usyk fan, bro.
You're right.
That is your guy, though.
Usyk's a good dude. He's a hell of a fighter.
Usyk
He's
gonna
on the
win.
belt.
But the first time before Usyk fought Tyson Fury, did you think Usyk could beat Tyson Fury?
Usyk.
Truthfully, no.
I picked him both times. Stop
No, the
playing
first
me.
time you picked him?
Both times.
Because you was high on Tyson Fury at one time.
Both times. I knew the movement was gonna give Tyson Fury problems. Tyson Fury, you know what I mean, is a great heavyweight champion, but he never was fighting people that's as elusive as him.
You seen Ryan against Devin, right?
Meanwhile, British heavyweight Dave Allen, who has sparred with both men, is leaning the other way. Allen feels Dubois has the timing and momentum on his side this time. He pointed out that Usyk, despite his incredible resume, is not a natural heavyweight and is beginning to show signs of slowing down. Allen believes that Dubois, still young and improving, might be in the perfect place to pull off a surprise win.
And who are you calling for?
You know what? I've been calling for Dubois win. I think Dubois...
Is that because you think he can win, or is it because you want him to win?
I think, no, you know, Oleksandr Usyk and I got on really well. He gave me his jacket once. Yeah, he gave me a coat. It was nice. It was nice of me.
You might ask for that back.
No, I gave it to my dad. My dad don't give me it back. I think he's going to sell it soon. I just think it's about timing, really. Oleksandr Usyk, nearing 40. He's not physically... He's not a heavyweight. I don't think he's a heavyweight at all. I think he's still...
Despite beating legitimate heavyweights like Tyson Fury,
yeah,
who are real
I
heavyweights.
don't think he's a heavy. I really don't. I think he could do cruiserweight still now. I just think it's the timing. Daniel Dubois is getting better and better all the time. And I just think this is the right time for Daniel Dubois to beat Usyk.
Amir Khan offered a slightly different take. He acknowledged that Dubois is more dangerous now, especially after his recent wins over top opponents. However, Khan thinks that Dubois' rising confidence could actually hurt him. In their first fight, Dubois was more cautious, which kept him in the fight longer. If he comes into the rematch too aggressively, Khan believes that Usyk's superior timing and ring IQ will leave the British fighter exposed. In that case, the fight might even be easier for Usyk than the first.
Maybe because when he was fighting him the first time, he was careful. He was smarter. He knew he was very cagey, thinking, I don't know what I'm gonna expect. I'm fighting the best ever, you know what I mean? In Usyk, one of the best pound for pound fighters in the world. But now, because he might be overconfident, or he might think, I've got his number, I know how to beat him, and he opens up a little bit more, he'll end up getting caught more, he might get hurt more. Might be an easier fight for Usyk.
John Fury, Tyson Fury's father, had an unsurprisingly different opinion. He argued that Usyk is no longer the dominant figure he once was, especially after 2 hard fights with his son. According to John, Usyk has taken too much punishment and is aging fast. In his view, Dubois only needs one solid connection to end things, and this could be the perfect moment for the younger man to claim the top spot in the division.
Usyk was a lucky man. Timing was right for him. That's all I can say about that. What's done's done, but let me tell you, good luck to Oleksandr Usyk. He deserves to stay champion for a long time, but again, he's going to go on too long. And I just see now Daniel Dubois becoming a multi-belt champion soon, because how many fights you got in you? You come up from cruiserweight to heavyweight, you got these big men banging away at you. He's only got to walk into one, and the bar's up for it, and he's on a good win over Anthony Joshua. He had a good fight with the American Miller, you know, and at the end of the day, I just think it's a young man's game and anything can happen, but you could well see a new champion in Wembley soon.
Not everyone agrees with that assessment. Shannon Briggs, never shy about giving his thoughts, is firmly in Usyk's corner. For Briggs, it's not about size or strength, it's about brains. He sees Usyk's intelligence and adaptability as the qualities that separate him from the rest. Even if Usyk isn't the biggest or strongest, Briggs believes his ring IQ gives him the edge against anyone, including a powerful opponent like Dubois.
Oleksandr Usyk's going to face Daniel Dubois in England in Wembley. Who do you think wins that one?
I like Usyk.
You want to see Deontay Wilder return, Shannon, before I let you go?
Yeah, I do.
Tony Bellew, who once fought Usyk, also backed the Ukrainian to win. He acknowledged that Dubois has come a long way and is more of a threat now, but still believes the outcome will be the same. In their first fight, Bellew said Dubois mentally gave up under pressure. He expects the rematch to follow a similar script, with Usyk taking full control in the later rounds, where his endurance and strategy always seem to shine.
I think he's shown that he can overcome difficult times in fights now. And I think the victory over Anthony Joshua is going to propel his confidence levels to an all-time high. So I think he's well in this fight. I think he's a super dangerous challenger. And he'll go into it with a lot of belief. But I believe that belief will get shrunk. As the rounds pass and as the shots start getting landed on him, the questions will be asked of him again. Oleksandr Usyk will be victorious. I'm going Usyk again, and I think by late stoppage, if not points.
Stoppage?
I think he can stop him. Yeah, I just think he figures it out. It's what his mindset and the frequency he's on is a different level to everybody else. It's like this guy's gone up against a 6'9" monster in Tyson Fury and figured them out.
Yeah.
This guy's gone up against one of the biggest punchers in boxing in Anthony Joshua and figured him out twice. He's already beaten Daniel Dubois. Daniel Dubois is a big, strong guy. Immense power. I give him all the credit in the world, and he's overcome many demons, but he hasn't shown us yet that he can get this job done over 12 rounds, and I just don't see him stopping Oleksandr Usyk.
Prince Nassim Hamed stands firmly on the side of the upset. He believes that Dubois is uniquely positioned to dethrone the reigning champion. In Hamed's eyes, the first fight provided a key glimpse into Usyk's vulnerability, specifically the moment Dubois sent him to the canvas, whether ruled legal or not. That moment, brief as it was, showed Usyk in a state of discomfort rarely seen in his career. Hamed sees this as proof that Dubois can unsettle Usyk in a way no other opponent has managed. He believes that, with his newfound momentum and an aggressive yet disciplined approach, Dubois has the potential to overwhelm the Ukrainian and even end the fight in dominant fashion.
Fury, AJ next, you think both of them coming off losses? It's the fight we always wanted to see as domestic boxing fans.
Yeah, I suppose that fight is right there and everybody still wants to see it. But to be honest, we've still got Daniel Dubois, and I was sat next to Daniel Dubois.
Triple D, baby.
Triple D, baby, all day, every day. Let me just tell you this. In my eyes, for me, he's the only one. Triple D is the only one, Daniel Dubois is the only one that's ever hurt Usyk and put him down on the floor and made him think. And he was down there for like 3-4 minutes. So who's to say that once he fights Usyk again, to go out there and absolutely destroy him and bring our belts back to our country like it's supposed to be.
Lennox Lewis reignited a controversial conversation by zeroing in on the pivotal moment of their first clash, the body shot from Dubois that was deemed a low blow by the referee. To Lewis, that call may have changed the course of the fight. He argued that it gave Usyk crucial recovery time and interrupted the momentum Dubois had been building. More significantly, Lewis pointed out what he believes was a visible vulnerability in Usyk's body defense, something Dubois could target again with greater effect in the rematch. The former heavyweight great also implied that the controversy and its aftermath may have helped harden Dubois, giving him a stronger mental edge going into this second chance.
I'm thinking he's ready. You know, he's been through the trials and tribulations. He's the King Slayer, and he's got the power. He's been there before, so he was just there. He knocked the guy down, so he knows what he needs to do. So it would be great for him to do it. Another man do it for Great Britain. It's not an easy task, but he's definitely the man that can go through with it. He's done the work, he's gone through the pedigree, and he's a certified champion. So, you know, I think he has big hopes on doing it. He's gonna do it. It's definitely his place. He's at home. He's focused, he's determined. This is his dream. So, you know, there's nothing stopping him.
You were there that night in September last year when he took on Anthony Joshua in front of 96,000 people. Were you shocked by what you saw that night?
Not shocked. I knew Daniel had it in him. The fact that he had the confidence to go out there, even the ring walk, I could tell was pretty solid going out there. And I was very happy for him when he won, because that shot came from right field and it met its target. So I was happy for him.
Dillian Whyte presented a measured analysis, focusing on historical patterns rather than hype. He pointed to Dubois' prior tendency to fold under pressure in high-stakes scenarios, particularly referencing his performances against Joyce and Usyk. However, Whyte also acknowledged the significance of Dubois' bounce-back victories, which suggest he's evolving into a more resilient and confident fighter. For Whyte, the key to the rematch lies in Dubois' ability to maintain his composure and take full advantage of the rare openings that might appear. While he still leans toward Usyk's proven ability to dominate, he considers Dubois a genuine threat, so long as he can rise to the occasion mentally and tactically.
I think it's a very good fight. It's a very good fight because obviously they met before. Obviously, you just have to see what Dubois turned up and what Usyk turned up. You know, obviously Usyk's very consistent. Usyk's very, very consistent. Dubois has been consistent, but he's had some inconsistency in his career as well. You know what I mean? Obviously the two ones that stick out is against Usyk and against Joe Joyce. You know what I mean? But obviously, you know, but Usyk has always been consistent. You know, this fights he's been hurt, fights he's been, you know, wobbled and stuff, and he's such a consistent professional. You know what I mean? But Dubois has got power and he's got confidence, and right now he's flying high at the minute. So it's hard to pick a winner right now.
Fabio Wardley, who has spent time sparring with both fighters, offered a more technical breakdown. He acknowledged that Dubois has clearly improved since their last meeting, but also maintained that Usyk's boxing IQ, fluid movement, and ability to adapt mid-fight still make him the superior fighter. Wardley respects Dubois' development, but views Usyk's command of strategy and timing as the key difference maker, likely giving the Ukrainian another edge in their upcoming clash.
It's still a fantastic fight regardless. Obviously, Dubois had a bit of growing since his first time out with Usyk. So, yeah, it still makes for a very intriguing fight, but I do think for the most part it's pretty much going to go the same way. Not to take anything away from Daniel and his progression over time, but ultimately I just think Usyk is a hard man to bet against at the moment.
Derek Chisora, who has fought both men, provided insight from direct experience. Though he didn't commit to a clear winner, Chisora highlighted the steep challenge of facing someone with Usyk's level of focus and tactical discipline. He recognized Dubois' physical progression and greater comfort in the ring, but also emphasized that overcoming Usyk's mental sharpness and ring intelligence is a tall order. While he stayed away from bold predictions, Chisora's comments suggested he still sees Usyk as a cut above most heavyweights, including Dubois.
Derek, in regards to yourself, are you going to just sit back and see what happens with Dubois and Usyk first?
Yes, because I want to sit down and watch it. So, you know, give a shout to Daniel. Good luck anyway. You know, you'll be fighting a guy who's very on point. So, yeah, I'll be watching.
Carl Froch contributed one of the more nuanced takes, viewing the rematch as far more competitive than their first encounter. Froch attributed this change to Dubois' recent wins over top contenders and the upward trajectory in his performances. He still gave Usyk the slight advantage due to his depth of experience and technical skills, but didn't discount the role age might now play. With Usyk approaching 39, Froch acknowledged that the physical gap between the two fighters may have closed significantly. For him, the outcome is no longer a foregone conclusion, and he sees the fight as being decided by the narrowest of margins.
So, as I mentioned at the start, I'm here for the rematch for Oleksandr Usyk, Daniel Dubois. Second time. The first time they fought, Dubois got stopped with a heavy, stiff-looking jab from the southpaw position, and people questioned his desire and heart for the game, saying that he kind of quit. I mean, he did get dropped with a right hand, and he did just stand up in time, like 9 seconds, and the referee waved it off. But he had a really good fight. He really did give Usyk something to think about. He hit him with that low blow. It was borderline. It wasn't straight in the crown jewels, but it was a low blow, and the referee declared it no knockdown. And a big fuss and song and dance was made about it being a low blow. Frank Warren made a big deal about it, and fair enough. I mean, Dubois put Usyk on the floor, and it was borderline. And you've probably seen everything. It was ruled a low blow, so it didn't go in Daniel Dubois' favour. Usyk got 4 or 5 minutes to recover, climbed off the floor, and then ended up stopping Daniel Dubois with a solid right hand. I think it was round 9, and yeah, won the fight, defended his titles. But this is the rematch, and Dubois is a different animal. He's a better fighter now. He's had some great wins against Gerald Miller, Hrgovic. He absolutely splattered Anthony Joshua. We've seen that fight, and he's now full of confidence. He's on the crest of a wave, and he's a guy now getting into the ring really, really solidly, believing in himself. He's like a new fighter. He's now IBF world champion. He's not beaten the champ to get the title.
Martin Bakole added an unexpected twist to the pre-fight narrative by claiming that he had stopped both Usyk and Dubois in sparring sessions. Although sparring lacks the pressure of official fights, his remarks stirred discussion across the boxing world. Bakole dismissed Dubois' chances outright, citing what he viewed as a lack of tactical refinement when compared to Usyk. Regardless of whether fans take his claims seriously, Bakole's confidence in his own superiority added a new dimension to the fight's build-up.
I know why I'm saying that, because I learned box from my brother who's Saxpo. Not only learn from that, but I know how to stop and cross the ring. But Daniel Dubois does. I was respecting the Usyk to get beat by a Gypsy King, but I was surprised, shocked. He beat Gypsy King twice. And Joshua is good, it's a tough guy, but he doesn't know how to cross the ring. That's the reason why you see Usyk is schooling them. I think Daniel Dubois will never change. He'll just keep his style, but Usyk is more higher than him, and he's going to keep the same thing. Same stuff, just try to avoid that box shot.
Ricky Hatton took a deeper look into the psychological side of things. He connected Dubois' shaky first performance against Usyk to lingering mental baggage from his earlier loss to Joe Joyce. At the time of that first bout, Hatton suggested Dubois might not have fully regained his confidence. That self-doubt could have translated into hesitation in the ring. Since then, Dubois has built up his credibility with key victories, and Hatton sees those wins as a turning point for his mental recovery. In his view, a more confident and emotionally healed Dubois could prove a far tougher test this time, especially if he's now convinced of his place among boxing's top-tier fighters.
Quickly, Oleksandr Usyk, Daniel Dubois, what do you make of that fight, the rematch?
I think it's the best fight. I think they're the best 2 heavyweights in the world, and there was a bit of controversy with the last time, which goes with the grain in boxing, doesn't it? A bit of controversy, but no, I think Daniel's got a better chance than he had the first time. Yeah, what with the win off Joshua, that his confidence is massively up. Well, when he fought Usyk last time, he come off the defeat from Joyce, and but now he's absolutely flying. He's got as good a chance. Better chance than he had the first time around, I think.
All these varying predictions set the stage for what promises to be a gripping fight. While some see Dubois' power, youth, and recent success as signs of an upset, others are placing their faith in Usyk's experience, technique, and mental fortitude. As boxing fans gear up for July 19th at Wembley, the debate is far from settled. Each fighter has something to prove, and with so many differing opinions from respected names in the sport, the rematch is shaping up to be a major turning point in the heavyweight division.